Thousands of federal workers are set to miss another paycheck, and many government programs will start to run out of cash as part of this ongoing government shutdown. Senate Republicans head to the White House today to show solidarity with President Trump. A vote to reopen the government failed for the 11th time yesterday. Democrats continue to push for looming health care cuts to be reversed. CMS Administrator Dr. Mehmet Oz was on the takeout yesterday and says Republicans are trying to stop Medicaid fraud.
I don't think you should close your government if what we're trying to do is protect taxpayers from having money sent without their knowledge to illegal immigrants in other states.
The vast majority of people on Medicaid are already working, and so I think it's a little bit of a distraction from the issue and the billions of dollars of cuts that are made both there as well as food benefits with SNAP and TANF for hardworking Americans who are just trying to get by.
CBS News congressional reporter Torian Small joins us now from Capitol Hill with what we might expect today. Torian, good morning. It's a little like deja vu. We've got 11 votes that have failed. Lawmakers aren't budging. So what are Republicans hoping to gain from their time with President Trump today?
Well, presumably they're looking to get more guidance on how to proceed forward with this stalemate. I mean, the president has been pretty much in lockstep when it comes to messaging with Republican leadership here on the Hill around framing this as a problem caused solely by Democrats. So it's likely we'll see coming out of that meeting new messaging around a pathway forward, potentially endorsing the president's plan to unilaterally fund some of these more critical areas of the government, as we saw with him directing around $80 billion in unobligated research and development Pentagon funds to fund troops. And then we also know concurrently there's a plan or a proposal to fund essential, expected, quote unquote, expected federal workers. But ultimately, though, there's still many more who won't be seeing a paycheck like you mentioned there, Errol, because this government is still shut down.
Yeah, and that means the pain from this shutdown kind of is compounded with each passing day. Democrats have been calling on the president to get involved in these talks. So what are they saying now?
Well, they're expecting him to come to the table. What's curious about this situation, leader Hakeem Jeffries said that he actually had a conversation with Speaker Mike Johnson over the weekend. No idea of what actually came out of that conversation. He wouldn't necessarily go into the details, but he is hoping that the president would bring them to the table to have this discussion and not just keep this down partisan lines and talking to members of his own party. This is what Jeffries had to say about it yesterday.
Donald Trump definitively needs to get involved. He needs to get off the sidelines, get off the golf course, and actually decide to end the shutdown that he's created. We know that House and Senate Republicans don't do anything without getting permission from their boss.
As you just mentioned at the start of our conversation, it's like deja vu. Democrats and Republicans are separately holding these daily media availabilities, these press conferences to point the finger at the other side. But it's still not looking like actual negotiations, conversations between the parties, substantive conversations are happening that could bring them closer to a resolution era.
All right, Torian, thank you very much. Let's get you live to the White House now. CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes is standing by. Nancy, good morning. Great to have you with us. Let's talk about the shutdown because it is now among the longest in U.S. history. There's pressure. People are missing paychecks, multiple. So what are GOP senators and President Trump expected to speak about over lunch today?
They are going to show a unified front, Errol, and they are going to continue to argue that there can be no negotiation over the Democrats' demands until Democrats vote to reopen the government. So we are now moving into week 4 with no bipartisan talks on the horizon. Democrats continue to hold out for the reinstitution of Obamacare premium subsidies that are set to expire. Republicans saying, we might be willing to negotiate on that, and the president might be open to that too, but not until the government has reopened. So really the only major development we're looking at potentially this week, Errol, is the possibility that the Senate will vote on a bill that would make sure that essential workers, these are government workers who are on the job right now. They are not furloughed, but they're not getting paid. And that includes military personnel, that they, at the very least, would get paid during this shutdown. So we could see a vote on that later this week.